Hello there, friends, especially those of you in your 60s or older. Have you checked your birth year lately? Because believe it or not, that small detail on your birth certificate might hold the key to a $4,991 Social Security bonus heading your way this August. It's not a joke. It's not clickbait. It's something that's already happening, and it's catching seniors off guard in the best way possible. Over the last few weeks, seniors across the country have been logging into their bank accounts and seeing deposits that they never expected. Amounts like $4, $200, $5, 000, even as much as $6,400 in some rare cases. No letter, no phone call, no warning. Just a direct deposit from the Social Security Administration, labeled simply as a retroactive adjustment. So, what is it? Let's take a closer look. Earlier this year, the SSA began a quiet internal review of past benefit records. They were looking for seniors who may have missed out on money, not because of fraud, not because of anything they did wrong, but because of system errors, miscalculations, and outdated COLA formulas that slipped through the cracks. And during that review, one pattern kept showing up. A specific group of seniors, primarily those born between 1957 and 1962, were consistently underpaid. These weren't small errors either. We're talking about seniors who may have received hundreds or even thousands of dollars less than what they were actually owed over time.
Why?
There are a few reasons. Some had delayed their retirement benefits, but never received the full credits. Others had partial year eligibility that got miscounted. And many were affected by COVID-era delays, which paused or reduced their monthly checks without proper back pay later. So now, the SSA is trying to quietly fix the issue. And instead of asking everyone to reapply or go through piles of paperwork, they're just issuing lump sum catch-up payments. That's where this $4,991 bonus comes in. It's not a new benefit. It's not tied to COLA 2025. It's not part of regular SSI or SSDI. This is a retroactive adjustment, a correction, based on your birth year and benefit history. And it's happening right now. Starting late July and continuing through mid-August, the SSA began issuing these payments in waves. They're going out to those who meet specific internal criteria. Born between 1957 to 1962. Previously received benefits with adjusted delay credits. Experienced partial or paused benefits during pandemic-related months. And had no history of overpayment or fraud flags on record. But here's the twist. You won't get notified in advance.
No emails.
No letters in the mail. And definitely no phone calls. The only way you'll know is when you check your SSA account online or notice an unusual deposit in your direct deposit history. That's why this bonus has taken so many people by surprise. Even lifelong Social Security recipients, people who've been receiving checks for over a decade, are stunned by these deposits. And if you haven't seen one yet, it doesn't mean you won't. The deposits are being released in batches. Some are based on state. Some are based on birth date ranges. Others are based on how your original benefits were calculated. The key date to watch is August 15th. By that time, the SSA expects to have completed the first wave of these retroactive bonuses. So if you fall in the birth year window, or think you may have experienced any of the benefit delays we mentioned, you need to keep an eye on your account. Because once it arrives, you'll have that unexpected bonus in your hands. No strings attached. Just money that should have been yours in the first place. And let's be honest. So imagine getting nearly $5,000 out of nowhere, just in time for the end of summer. If this surprise Social Security bonus ends up in your account, the first thing you might want to do is finally take care of that home project you've been putting off. Maybe it's fixing a leaky roof, repairing the furnace before winter, or replacing a decades-old refrigerator that's barely hanging on. These repairs aren't luxuries. They're necessities that many seniors simply can't afford on a tight monthly income. For some, the dream might be a little getaway. Maybe you've been wanting to visit your children or grandchildren in another city, take a scenic trip to the countryside, or just enjoy a quiet weekend by the ocean. Travel costs have gone up, but this one-time bonus could give you the freedom to plan a trip without touching your main income or savings. Another essential use is healthcare. You may have delayed a dentist visit, skipped updating your eyeglasses, or avoided necessary tests or procedures simply because of high out-of-pocket costs. With this bonus, you can finally address the things that matter for your health and your peace of mind. And if nothing's urgent right now, this money could become your emergency cushion. Life is unpredictable. Car trouble, prescription price hikes, or sudden home repairs can pop up anytime. Having an extra $4,991 saved away can provide real protection against the unexpected. The most important thing to remember is, this money is yours. It's not a gift, it's not a handout, and it's not a limited time promo. It's a retroactive correction for seniors who were underpaid in past years due to miscalculations, delays, or overlooked benefit adjustments. But here's the catch. Not everyone will automatically know they're eligible. If you haven't received anything by August 15th and you were born between 1957 and 1962, or had any delays in your benefits, it's worth checking in. This window is critical for those who may qualify for the retroactive adjustment. Start by calling or visiting your local SSA office. Politely ask if your account is included in the recent payment reviews. Have your birth year and social security number ready, and ask if there's any indication of a pending retroactive payment on your record. Be cautious. Only use official sources. Log in at SSA.gov to check your payment history. Ignore messages or calls offering faster payouts. The SSA never asks for your personal info that way. This bonus could bring peace of mind or help you finally move forward, but only if you check your status, guard your details, and speak up if anything seems wrong. You've earned this, and it could finally be on its way. There's also talk, though nothing confirmed yet, that another round of corrections may happen in October. So even if you miss this wave, the story may not be over yet. But for now, it all comes down to one simple question. What year were you born? Because if your birth year falls within the window, August might just bring you the biggest surprise deposit of the year. Disclaimer. This video is for informational purposes only. It is not official advice from the SSA or any government agency. Eligibility for payments may vary by individual. Always verify details at www.ssa.gov. Beware of scams and avoid sharing personal info with unknown sources.